Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Blade Bias. I figured I would do a bit of a roundup today just because my voice somehow still isn't back to 100% and it's a bit late, so I just have to do a sit on the bed and talk about stuff thing. But that's okay. Don't worry. I won't be talking about the audio stuff. They're just sitting here because that's what I was doing before this. I would love to make a video kind of rambling on about my little magic audio box and these freaking beautiful headphones, but I don't know. If you guys want to see that, leave a comment. Maybe I'll do like some bonus video where I talk about them and upload it in between uploads. Did you guys know there's actually a market of head-mounted audio videos where people legitimately they'll unbox headphones, they'll like sit in front of their computer or something, and then they'll put them in their ears and they'll listen to them, and they will tell you about the experience, but it's like this. It's like with a head mount, and it's so strange, but also kind of cool. Anyway, tangent aside, instead of talking about that stuff, which again, if you want to see it, let me know. But thought I would answer a question that no one asked, but I feel like some people would ask. What happened to Plastic Balisongs? Because the answer to that is very simple, yet very complicated at the same time. Because the answer is nothing. But that's also kind of the problem, I guess. If you want the short answer for why Plastic Balisongs, what happened to Plastic Balisongs for me, the very simple answer is I replaced them with something that carries far more utility, the Orion comb. Having a balisong that I carry around that offers more to my day-to-day life than just a balisong, like a flipping experience, has been really, really great. And the Orion is quickly becoming one of my favorite things just in my collection for its combination of utility and flipping experience. And I really, really like it. So that means that I don't really carry a plastic balisong with me anymore. I mean, if you don't know, I used to carry a plastic balisong on me every day for a public flipper. But I don't really do that anymore. They kind of just live in this case down here. And I mean, I flip them, but since I'm not flipping as much lately because this semester has proven to be very busy and very stressful, anytime I do flip, it's usually dedicated to my metal collection. Which is not to say I don't enjoy plastic balisongs anymore. Quite the contrary. And this edit is way better than I remember it. Holy cow. I'm really enjoying this right now. But it's just a fairly simple, I still really enjoy them. I'm just not making videos on them because not much has really happened with them. The big three makers all still exist, but right now I would very much say they're in a sort of limbo state. FlipForge just announced that he changed the hardware on these, which should improve the durability of the pivot area and just the quality overall, I would imagine, which is great. Tay is just keeping his head down, not too many social media updates, just trying to get orders fulfilled. And Zippy's doing what Zippy does, He's focusing on the other 99% of his business, which isn't the Cycloid HD. But I think you can buy Cycloid HDs right now on his website, actually. So, but it's not that they're the only people who aren't really doing too much right now. It's just kind of a commentary on the whole balisong community. It can be very easy to get caught up in the fact because, I'm big into Machine Wise and a lot of people are big into squid, but there isn't really much happening right now. The news cycle in the balisong community has dropped off considerably because we are in a bit of a lull right now. Do I think the balisong community is dead or dying by any means? No, absolutely not. See the video that I made previously on that exact topic. But I don't think a lot of people can deny that we are in a bit of a lull right now because, the world is the way that the world is and people just don't have spending money. Makers aren't selling as much as they used to. The demand overall is down. The secondhand market is, let's be completely honest, in shambles. We're just in a bit of a slow place right now. And I mean, Squid and Machine Wise are doing as Squid and Machine Wise usually do and releasing a lot of stuff. The Squiddy AL, Machine-wise is gauging interest on a potential made-to-order system, which sounds really cool and something that, you know, hasn't existed outside of Plastic Balisongs and full-on customs like from Stitch or Hybel or anything. Like the ability to customize your own balisong and then order it is something that you really only see in those customs or in something like Flipforge's editor. You don't see that in metal balisongs. The only thing that comes close is Squid's swordfish thing, but we're talking about cosmetic there. You usually can choose the color of the balisong that you buy when it's metal. That's not like a crazy thing, but I digress. So it can be really easy to think, oh yeah, we're like, there's so much going on, but there really isn't. I mean, if I was still doing those news videos, man, would there not be much to talk about. Even on streams, dropping down to 1 or 2 streams a week, I still struggle to find topics that I really want to cover on the streams. It's sad, but it's just kind of the state of where we are right now. So, oh, what happened to Plastic Balisongs? I mean, the same thing that's happening to the rest of the community. It's just in a bit of a low point right now, which it'll recover from inevitably as the world goes back to normal and as everyone gets spending money. We'll bounce back like we always have, but I don't know. It's just most of the plastic makers are kind of putting their heads down and just working, which I respect. The only other one, Plastic Balisong, that I can think of even is the Chroma. And trust me, everyone and their mom has asked me to talk about the Chroma. It is probably my most requested balisong to check out by a country mile. And I definitely would like to, but the reality of it is, you know, it's not at the top of my priority list with it being from the EU. It's probably very expensive to ship. And I don't know, I haven't been able to get around to it. So eventually I'll talk about the Chroma, but I would not hold your breath for it anytime soon. And then everything else is just like, people want to make plastic balisongs. I feel like every other day you see someone who gets a 3D printer and they're like, ooh, I'm going to make a plastic balisong. Everyone keep your eyes out. And then it never happens because I think people expect you get a 3D printer and you're like, oh, I can just press a button and make a good plastic balisong that everyone will love. It's so easy. And then they start getting into that process and they realize just how difficult it actually is. I have so much respect for all of the plastic makers out there, Squid, Tay, Flipforge, Zippy, that make a flippable product out of plastic. I think it's genuinely impressive that they are as durable as they are, even if they're breaking. I've seen a few cases of Flipforge stuff breaking lately. But they're still super durable for what they are, and they flip extremely well. I think there is a case where I would put the Edit or the Edit Lite in my top 5 flippers ever, genuinely, or maybe the Calico or the OG Tay flipper. I'm kind of using this video as an excuse to flip my collection again while I have a brief moment to sit down and actually flip, and most of them flip either as good as I remember or better than I remember in the case of like the Edit Lite, and the Tay flipper. They're really good. So what happened to plastic balisongs? Well, nothing. I still love them. I just don't use them, I guess, as much as I used to, but they still hold a very special place in my heart and in my case. I mean, I have a whole case dedicated to specifically them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it. Just a quick little video. My throat is extremely dry just from this tiny bit of talking that I've been doing. Hopefully my voice goes back to normal soon so I can start recording normal videos again, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it. OG Cycloid, still not my thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.